Welcome in NYMD podcast on your Saturday. What's it Saturday? Sunday morning. Kevin Hurt, Brian Sherrard. Let's go. All right. Started off a little late this morning, so we're gonna get this podcast started. Thank you everybody for tuning in and NYMD podcast. On of course we're on Spreaker and YouTube. You can subscribe and like. We're on Facebook, IG, and Twitter.
Yeah.
We're on Spotify. We're on iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, everywhere you find podcasts, you will find the NYMD podcast. Namaste. What's going on, man?
Oh man, I don't know, man. I don't know. I was thinking it was a quiet week, but
No, sir. No.
no, you got some news for me, man. So I can't wait. I really can't wait. I never really look forward to this time of year, Hurt, because it seems like once the Super Bowl ends, there's kind of like a lull in the sports calendar. We've had the Super Bowl end, we've had the Olympics end, and now we have NBA, which is fine. But the problem is, for me personally, I don't really get super into the MTA. Good Lord, the NBA.
I know you don't like the MTA as well, so that makes sense.
But I typically don't get into the NBA until, come playoff time. So,
we used to take the MTA to the School of the Gifted and the Charles Xavier School of Baltimore, or whatever it was.
Yes, I did utilize the MTA. Yeah, I started catching the MTA when I was in middle school, man. So sixth grade. Yeah, sixth grade.
That's why you're so tough now. That makes sense. Yes.
But nah, man. Yeah, it's kind of hard because football's done. Like I said, basketball's cool. I'll check out some games, but and this is one of the main things I wanted to talk to you. I was going to bring this up a little bit later, but Hurt, this week will mark the beginning of March. And what's missing, Hurt? What's missing from our sports calendar?
Baseball, of course.
Baseball. When are we getting baseball, Hurt?
2023 maybe. It's gonna happen this year. For some reason, I'm not hurt by all this. In the past, I would have been really bothered, but I'm just like whatever, which is crazy. Just get it together whenever they decide to get it together, and I'm not. It's not freaking me out for some reason. It used to.
Right.
I love to see spring training. I love to see, but I honestly feel like they have zero clue of where they fall in this whole sports hierarchy right now. I really don't think they know.
Yeah.
And that's the crazy part to me. That they think that they're, put me in coach, I'm ready to play, and all these other songs that they used to have and all the publicity and that their baseball, the fact that no one's covering it. I mean, literally, maybe MLB Network, but back in the days, you and I would have been like, dude, this is day 75 of the lockout.
Exactly.
This is crazy.
We would have been going crazy.
Huh?
We would have been going crazy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. Spring training is supposed to start this week. We're supposed to report to Port St. Lucie at like 7:05 on Saturday.
No, her pitchers and catchers are reporting today.
Exactly. Exactly. We would have lost our mind. How are free agents going to sit there and put everything together? Right now, I'm just like, But that's how I feel about Washington's name. I was like, yeah.
But Hurt, has there ever been a sport as big as baseball that has shot itself in the foot and has such a disconnect with their fans, man? I don't understand. Like, they do things to damage their sport more than any sport. I used to think it was hockey, but it seems like hockey's kind of recovered from their lockouts and shutdowns and all that stuff.
Yeah, I don't think maybe hockey here, but hockey in Canada would still be fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For us, baseball is ours. So
I'm talking about the NHL in a whole when they were not playing and shut down. Yeah.
Yeah, but I just feel like they have a fanaticism now in Canada.
Yeah.
So even if they did whatever, I feel like they would have been fine in Canada. Baseball isn't going to be fine anywhere. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Baseball takes their fan base for granted, man.
All the time. One
of these days, it's really going to hurt them, man. I think it's already starting.
Yeah, no, it's hurt them. You can tell by a lot of the attendance numbers.
Yeah.
And I mean, before COVID, of course. But, or even just TV. I don't even watch it on TV. Again, as a kid, no, you have more time. We had 3 hours to deal with it. But you'll watch a full NFL game. Yeah. But we're not even watching a 7. Well, American League games are a lot longer. But you're not watching it. It may be in the background. It's like a NASCAR race now.
Yeah.
You're just like, we got to hit. Oh, we're winning 2-1. Okay, wonderful. And going about your business. So, they've been taking us for granted. And it's been that way forever. And like you said, but one day they're going to really just fall off the face of the earth and not really understand why. But this is why. You went from number 1 to number 7. I don't even know where they are. I mean, again, to the fact that no one cares that there's a lockout right now, except for baseball writers or diehard diehards. I'm like, you and I grew up, we're diehards, and we're both like, whatever, just get it together when you get it together. I ain't got time for this tomfoolery. You know what I mean? Yeah. I ain't got time for this nonsense.
Yeah.
So, it's sad. It's sad.
So when I just give me a date. Just give me a date.
Oh, they're gonna get. Wait,
hold on. I want to finish my question.
Okay, go ahead.
What date will opening day be this year?
April 20, whatever. Well, hold on.
All right.
I think they were supposed to start on April 1st, right? I think.
I couldn't even tell you. I'm going to say.
I'm going to say like April 28th.
All right, we're close. Okay, so the day before Niera's birthday. Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what though? But you know what?
No.
I kind of agree with you because I'm saying on that Monday, which is May the 1st or May the 2nd, right? May 1st.
May the 2nd is that Monday.
Yeah, that's why I think the season's going to happen. But remember, NFL draft is that weekend too.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, don't get me wrong. Even if baseball started on time, the NFL draft is still going to
be more
important.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So,
but yeah, I think May 1st, May 2nd. That's when the season started. It's going to start. Yeah, that's my prediction. So yeah, we're in the same neighborhood.
They need to start on May the 4th, and then have a tie-in with Star Wars. Is the only way they can gain some popularity.
That would be
it. Have Darth Vader throw out the first pitch somewhere. Well, obviously he had to throw it out of Yankee Stadium because that's it's the evil empire. So they'll have to throw it out there with Emperor Palpatine.
Yeah. Or you could start it on Cinco de Mayo and get buy one beer, get one free.
Dude, that's what I'm talking about. See, now you're thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
For people like you that don't drink, that would be perfect. that would be I like that idea. So but May 4th, Cinco de Mayo, you have tied in days there,
Yeah.
But they need something. It's terrible. It's terrible that we're at this point where you and I are just like, whatever. I'm not missing it right now. And I haven't missed it for a while. I mean, we've been talking about how they don't market people, how baseball's not in the thought process of America.
Yeah.
And it's a shame, but they did it to themselves.
Yep.
You know, so they again, and no matter what anybody says about the NFL or basketball, I've seen throughout time the little innovations they try to put in to, cut down on like injuries or cut down on time, and um, things can still take a little bit, but it's not like this. We are patient with it when it comes to those sports because they're trying something new. Baseball is still the same baseball. And the things they want to put in there usually are dumb. You know what I mean? It's like, what is this garbage that you're trying? I'm all in for the non-human umpires because I can't stand them. But the game has to go faster. Period. It's something needs to. Americans or people don't want to sit unless they're at the ballpark, but sit on TV and watch a 3-hour game. That doesn't give you anything except for a pitcher's duel, and pitcher's duels don't interest people. I'm cool with it. I mean, we could watch it for, but again, my team isn't on TV down here all the time, but I'm not sitting here. I can't sit here and watch it. Even when the Mets and Orioles do play and they're on TV, I'm like, okay, I'll just kind of, it's in the background.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's a problem that they've had. They've lost a lot of people. They don't market anything well at all.
Yeah, another problem with baseball is that it's not as fluid anymore. It's either walks, home runs, or strikeouts, and that's boring. That's you're making a boring game even more boring, and boring in a sense where there's not a lot of action from. You know what I mean? Not.
But I feel like they've taken their home runs used to be part of the game when we were growing up. But I used to like to see stolen bases.
Right, doubles in the gap hurt.
Doubles in the gap. Right. Double plays.
Sacrifice bunts hurt.
Well, y'all don't do that there. But in the National League, we do those things. But not if we get a universal DH, then we won't.
Yeah.
So, it's I don't know.
Like I long for the days of like Kenny Lofton, and even Ichiro, getting on base, stealing second.
Even Vince Coleman.
Yes.
Or just Ricky Henderson.
Yes.
Just people that would get on base and you're just like, who's got to lead? You think it's going to go? You think it's going to go? You think it's going to go? Oh, it's gone. And it's just, I was like.
And those guys really affect the game because they take the pitcher's concentration.
Yeah. Or throw the ball away.
Right.
Or, they'd walk the guy and there's runners on first and second now. There's something to it. Then the third guy could sacrifice. Then you got runners on second and third and your cleanup hitters up. That's what baseball's about. And they just took all that away because they mostly wanted home runs. Yeah. Oh, home runs are exciting. No, to me, they're not.
They're not exciting when everybody's hitting them.
Exactly. This is not the same thing. Usually you're power hitters, but when you have everybody hitting home runs, this is not the same. It's not the same.
Right, and because everybody's trying to hit home runs, they strike out more, which makes the game so boring. Put the ball in play. When the ball's not in play, it just makes the ball.
We don't have hitters. We try to make home run hitters. We don't have Teddy Ball games.
No.
And Rod Carews,
Wade
Boggs, and
Tony Gwynn.
Thank you, Tony Gwynn. I don't know why I couldn't think of his name. All these seem to be left-handed people that could hit. I don't know. I mean, it's but I'm not missing it. It's like I'm not even thinking about it.
Yeah, that's true. I
don't even know who won the World Series last year.
That's a shame. It was it Houston? Was it Houston?
No, it's not Houston. They lost.
Who went to the World? Did the Dodgers go to the World Series? Yo, this is a shame.
The Dodgers, I don't think they won last year. They won the year before, right?
Was it the Giants? Did they go?
No, the Giants didn't go.
This is a shame, yo.
The freaking Braves.
Dude, I would have never guessed that the Braves won the World Series.
Braves, yeah, exactly. Thank you. That's the whole thing. We're sitting here struggling about the Braves winning the World Series.
Okay, who did they beat in the World Series? Do you
Houston.
know? Oh, okay.
It was Houston. Yeah, because I was rooting for Houston because I can't root for Atlanta.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Atlanta went on that hot streak and just rode it all the way to the World Series. That's right. Yeah.
See, but the fact is, we couldn't even remember.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So I mean, whatever. So the good thing about baseball is there's a ticket stub for Jackie Robinson's debut went for $480,000. So
Wow.
recently on the market. So that's at least that's still there. Let me see. MLBA they'll meet for a 7th straight day with MLB. Let me see. What else? Yep, that's all I got so far. I don't know what else is going on. Oh, I like the fact that ESPN has a glove with a chain around it for the lockout. That's so original. Anyway, who cares? All right. So before we get into basketball and James Harden and the NBA, I need to talk about your boy Phil.
All right.
So I don't know if you heard about this alternate golf competition they were trying to do.
No.
Okay. So there's supposed to be a Saudi Arabia golf league that they were trying to do where they wanted to, of course, what they normally do, pay people extraordinary amounts of dollars to play golf overseas. It would actually be part of the Asian tour.
Okay.
But it'd just be more money for the players. So your boy Phil was on a phone interview with what is his name? I got that song in my head. It's not going to get out until we discuss it. This guy named Shipnuck is his name. He's a golf writer. So this league was supposed to be supported by Greg Norman and Phil Mickelson. Yeah, it was called the Saudi Super League.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Alan Shipnuck from he is a writer. He's author. He was writing a biography on the U.S. PGA champion Phil Mickelson, actually, which is due out in February. At the end of February. Oh no! I'm sorry. He was interviewing him, and the comments were made public by the writer on Friday, the 18th of February. Excuse me.
Okay.
And in this, Phil said that golfers will have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to reshape how the PGA operates. And we could have more control than what the PGA gives the players.
Okay.
So in it, he says also that Saudi Arabia has a horrible record on human rights. And hold on. Where's the big one? He said the Saudis were scary MFers to get involved with. He said, and this is all in the phone interview, they execute people over there for being gay. Knowing all this, why would I even consider it? Because it is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to reshape how the PGA Tour operates. So, you all right over
there? Yeah, I'm just okay. Now keep going.
Yeah. He basically was saying he understands that dealing with Saudi Arabia isn't the best thing, but he's willing to overlook it just so there can be more control by the players to earn more money. So after that was leaked, not too many people were happy about it.
Yeah.
Including the PGA and a lot of players, including one Tiger Woods.
Oh. Who
said in a statement, I'm with the PGA and always will be. Another player called it a failed coup by Phil and some other players. Let's see. Yeah, it was a Greg Norman led investment. What else? What did Rory McIlroy say? Rory said it was naive, selfish, egotistical, and ignorant.
So he's alienated himself from a lot of the players and the PGA.
A lot of players. And where he has had to come out and he issued an apology.
Apology for?
He said, although it doesn't look like from him, although it doesn't look like this way now, given my recent comments. My actions throughout this process have always been with the best interests of golf, my peers, sponsors, and fans. There's a problem of off-record comments being shared out of context and without my consent, but the bigger issue is that I used words I sincerely regret that do not reflect my true feelings or intentions. It was reckless. I offended people, and I'm deeply sorry for my choice of words. I'm beyond disappointed and will make every effort to self-reflect from this. In addition to the apology, Mickelson has said he's suffering mentally from such a long career in the spotlight. Said, I have made a lot of mistakes in my life, and many have been shared with the public. The past 10 years, I have felt the pressure and stress slowly affected me at a deeper level. And he's taking time away from the tour. So, the ramifications, you say, of this. I got that song in my head. I can't get up. So here's some of the ramifications. The American Express Tour will no longer use Phil Mickelson's name on their backed event. Callaway Golf has paused his relationship with Mickelson.
What about Titleist? Because that's his main sponsor, right?
No, Callaway was.
Oh, Callaway was. Oh, okay.
Because he was supposed to have a lifetime contract with them.
Oh, okay.
So they paused. It. KPMG and Amstel Light cut ties with Mickelson earlier in the week.
Damn.
And he will no longer serve as a host. Let me see. I think that is it. So a lot of his sponsors are now gone. He's taking a break. What are your thoughts?
I actually have a couple thoughts on this. First of all, I'm kind of shocked that he even made those comments, period. I'm just kind of like I thought Phil would have been smarter than this. Why would you even make those comments? Is my first thing. I don't understand why you even made those. But then again, I guess he's under the assumption. I think he was under the assumption that, like he said, it was off the record. Because there's no way you talk like that and speak like that if you don't think that's getting out. So he must have thought those were off the record. It's messed up. It really is messed up in a lot of different ways. But yeah, he kind of messed himself up, man, right there. He really messed himself up. Man, how do you come back from this? I mean, dude, you like you said, you're pretty much like you're biting the hand that feeds you, pretty much, man. Like, what are you doing?
I mean, he feels the whole thing to me is that he feels like the PGA needs some sort of changer. Which, I mean, that's all fine and dandy. But I don't know what Greg Norman, talked him into, I guess, because they were really trying to get some of the biggest names in golf to try to come over to this new league and make money. But if you have to fight that fight it here.
Yeah.
Or you have enough money, you could try to start your own league instead of doing something, that big someplace else, I guess. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But and this guy's doing a book on you. I'm not saying certain things. I'm not saying you shouldn't be smart, but like I said, you're in the public eye. And someone's always recording what you say because you're doing a book. He's interviewing you. And you're like, yeah, I think it was a moment where he's probably sitting on the phone, had a couple beers. And, he's been talking to the dude about this book probably for a minute. So he's just having this phone conversation. It's like, yo, dude, those some scary mofos over there.
Yeah.
I mean, they do a lot of bad stuff, but, it just makes sense to me because we need to change golf. It was like, what? Okay. He said scary MFers. And So you have to watch what you say, especially when you're in public. That's why I'm like, I don't want to be that famous. I could be like a middle person. I don't want to be a top person. Everything you say will be taken, not saying it could be out of context, but everybody will know about
it.
Yeah. And then you lose your sponsors.
Gosh.
So so he's lost a lot of sponsors. Maybe some time away. Can he come back? I mean, people have come back.
Yeah, he can come back, but
after all this love fest for Phil, that's happened.
Yeah,
he just, to me, brushed a lot of that into the ocean.
Dang, Phil.
And then all these other, players going at him now, and they're just like, that's just stupid. Like, we're fine with the PGA. I mean, I don't know the amount of money you've made in your life in the PGA. I don't know what. Again, I don't play for the PGA, so maybe there are some things that could be done better. But to try to break away and have a new league, and then I don't know.
You said one of the players said it's a failed coup, attempted coup.
Yeah, it's a failed coup. I forget. I don't know if that was Bryson or Dustin Johnson. One of them said it was a failed coup. He said, I think McElroy said that the league is dead in the water. He said, who's left? Who's left to go to the new league? I mean, there's no one. Who else would you have to fill the league? I mean, Greg Norman would have to tee it up to fill the field. Like, I mean, seriously, who else is going to do it? I don't think they could get 48 guys. He said, I don't want to kick someone while he's down, obviously. But just, again, he's like, I just thought the comments were naive. He's talking about a 51-year-old. It's not like Rory's sitting here talking about some kid that just joined into the PGA. He's like naive, selfish, egotistical, and ignorant. But this is Rory. I mean, I know he's been golfing now for a minute, but he's still way younger than Phil. It's called him naive.
Yeah.
That's a damn shame.
Wow.
Yeah. The fact that he had to come out with that huge apology, but man, it has hit him hard. But both Tiger and Rory voiced early opposition against the idea of this whole Saudi league. So,
wow.
Yeah. That was going on all week, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be good.
Wow, your boy, man.
Yeah. Hey, my boy, you remember you fell in love with Phil. He's all right.
Well, we both have come around on Phil. Come on.
I mean, I softened up, but you love the guy.
No, I don't.
He turned into Tom Brady to you. I don't know what's going on. He turned into Tampa Tom suddenly. But yeah, man, that's
crazy.
Yeah, that was going on all week, and I was just like, wow. So yeah, that was real. So I was watching the All-Star game that you don't watch. Are we frozen? No.
There you go.
Yeah. So I was watching the All-Star game that you don't watch because I enjoy it.
Okay.
Right. And LeBron, of course, is 4-0 in that All-Star game in this format, which, I always enjoy him winning.
Okay.
And this game was in Cleveland as well. So it made it even better. He got like a hero's welcome when they introduced the teams and everything. And of course, he hit the fadeaway shot to win the game.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. All right.
Yep. So that was even better. But it was a fun game. It was a fun, exciting game. I mean, I watched the whole week. The whole family was here. Everybody watched. We watched it all the way through.
Was there defense?
There was defense towards the end of the quarters because
right.
like it was that goes to charity. So you win a quarter, like $100,000 goes to whatever charity. And then at the end, whoever wins gets to, $250,000 or whatever.
Okay.
So they were battling back and forth, and it was a tie game. And I think it was a tie game at one point. Then they went up by 2, and they went back on on offense, and they gave it to LeBron, and he did a fadeaway. That was it. Called game. But it was a fun game. It was a fun game. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Steph was on fire. Steph hit I think 8 3-pointers. I mean, it was just, and the crowd was booing him all weekend.
He was probably feeding off right off.
Oh yeah, he was. But when he started hitting those shots, everybody got into the whole momentum because he was just hitting. I mean, when Steph hits, he doesn't hit anything but the net.
Yeah.
And that dude was just on fire. LeBron's getting the ball because they're on the same team. And they would free him up, pass it over. He hit it from over there, back here, on that side. Crowd just going crazy. It was fun. I love moments like that. But, I mean, there was definitely some defense, some blocks, fouls. Do they play defense in the first quarter? No. Second quarter? Not really. Third and fourth quarter, they definitely buckled down. And they put in, like, the starters, like the main guys were in there for, like, the majority of the end of the game to lock it down. So, but I like the format. I enjoyed it. And Steph got the newly minted Kobe MVP trophy as the most valuable player at the All-Star game.
Who got the MVP?
Steph.
Steph, okay.
Yeah, because he had like 40-something points. Like he was almost close to tying the all-time points record.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Well, I think they really need to keep this format because this is the only way LeBron never is going to beat KD. So, might as well just keep this format.
LeBron has beaten KD.
First finals.
Was KD not in OKC when they beat him in the finals?
Not recently. Not with that.
So he did beat him, right? or should I say, what has he done without Steph?
Absolutely nothing.
Exactly. So, anyway, LeBron can beat KD when he feels like it.
When he feels like it.
Huh?
Oh, so he didn't feel like it back in 2014 and.
Oh, he felt like it.
Whatever year.
He felt like it, but the supposedly super team had to go get even super. It's like, let's have the Justice League before Superman, and then let's bring Superman to go beat Lex Luthor. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, okay, so you already got Batman. You got Aquaman, the new Aquaman, not the old one. You got all these big superheroes. Now you got to bring in Superman to go beat you. Are you really that weak of a team? I thought you were the Super Friends. To be poor little LeBron? Okay. So no, it was great. Like I said, he's 5-0 in finals. The big thing was at halftime they introduced the 75 greatest players. They actually showed up at the place, and I had some people over. I didn't have them over. They showed up. I didn't know they were going to be here. But I came home, and it was like a bet, like, is Michael Jordan going to show up? Because Scotty was home. Like, some people, they showed, waving, like they didn't make it in. And I said, I bet you, because who they introduced first. So they did the forwards. They went forwards, centers, guards, right? As the introductions to all the, players. And I said, it depends on how people are introduced. Everybody's like, what are you talking about? I was like, well, we'll see. So the first person that was introduced for the 75 greatest players of all time was Charles Barkley. So I said,
uh-oh.
Eventually guards are going to be last.
All right, wait, hold on. So you said what? You got frozen there a little bit.
I said, depends on who goes first. The forwards were going first. And Charles Barkley's name was first. So I said, oh, Michael's going to show up. And everybody's like, why is he going to show up? I was like, because they introduced Charles Barkley first. They're going to introduce the guards last, I bet you. And Michael will be the last person they bring up. So we went through that whole thing. Centers, all the great centers of all time. They did the forwards, they did the centers, and then they were doing the guards. And they did Kobe. Kobe came up, of course. And, who showed up? Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Wow.
There in person in Cleveland. Okay. And I think everybody was just shocked. Because I was like, dude, he just got off the plane. I bet you people didn't even know he was going to be there. Like, he was on his private jet. He's like, all right, how much time we got? He's back there probably gambling on his plane. And waited, like, all right, I'll make my way there. I was like, because they introduced Charles first, so this way he won't have to see Charles. And even though he mixed it up, he was hugging Dennis Rodman. He hugged what's his name? The guy from Dallas.
Dirk?
No. The current player. Luka Doncic. Sorry. Yeah, he like hugged Luka. He had spent time talking to LeBron. Him and Chuck nowhere to be found. I was like, they just stayed on opposite sides of everything. I was like, MJ had to come there and show up. Because he's got to be the 75 of the 75. So I was like, you got to understand how he fed his ego. Like that's who he is. That's who he is. So, but I wasn't surprised he showed up, but it was like, I was like, oh, MJ's there, so everybody's gonna be all happy and giddy.
Yeah, that's slick. I'm surprised he showed up.
Yeah, I mean, when they introduced Chuck first, I was like, oh yeah, he's gonna be there because he's not gonna have to stand close to Chuck, and they won't have to talk or anything. But it was cool that they introduced all the players. A lot of them were there. A lot of them were playing in the game too. LeBron was there. Chris Paul was there. Certain players that shouldn't have been on the team, as we all know.
Yeah.
AD and people like that. But Dennis Rodman showed up, and him and Rodman were sitting there joking around. So as much as I don't like MJ, because I don't, it's still cool to see basketball peers and people that love the game and Hall of Famers around each other. There was nothing like when Bill Russell shows up and everybody goes and just talks to Bill or Kareem or, you know what I mean? It's so, especially the older people, you don't see a lot. So I really do always enjoy that. And you don't really see people like when LeBron, like 25 years from now, I would want LeBron, to show up at one of these things and, after he's considered the greatest all time. And then he'll show up and people are just like, oh, LeBron's here, or D Wade's here, or, it's just kind of cool. So when MJ shows up and kind of completes all the people that are there, I had to say that's definitely fun to see. So, and I think honestly now, which is weird because we miss, I can only speak for myself, but I kind of miss Kobe being around and seeing Kobe. Like, I feel like we need MJ because Kobe was just an MJ clone, basically, of how he played. So you need those people there. But the NBA does this correctly. Again, speaking of baseball, when's the last time they did this? And baseball's been around since like 1800s.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I can't even remember.
Yeah, but we've been hearing about this 75 for a minute.
Yeah.
I know more people on this 75 than 75 minutes of watching Mike Trout play. It doesn't make sense to me. So, but it was cool. I know you would have enjoyed that part, seeing your boy come out.
Yeah, that would have been tight.
And everybody in Cleveland, everybody was happy. The thing is, I know people who play the game, they don't have that same feeling towards them that I do. So it's cool when people react they're just happy to see each other. Because sometimes I think people, in some cases they may not get along, but it's cool when you see, Larry joking with Magic, or even MJ, Michael Jordan, looking at Magic like, you ready to go one-on-one. So there was like this moment where Magic was standing there and Michael's looking at him like, you ready to go one-on-one? And Magic's just dying laughing. And MJ's looking at him like he's serious, which of course he probably was, because you know how he is. And it was just cool to see those moments, because I feel like the last time we saw those moments was like the Dream Team. But I love it when everybody gets together, when Kareem gets to hang out with Magic and, Bill Walton's there. It's just fun.
Oh, man. I want to see Chuck and MJ on a golf course, man.
I just want to see him make up. Just
who's wrong? Who's wrong in this?
I'm biased. But when
I'm biased too, but I think MJ's wrong in this one.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. If my job is to talk about you drafting Kwame Brown, what am I gonna say? Oh, well, you're a great friend, but so I understand why he drafted him number one. And I say,
But But I mean, it's not like he said anything wrong. I mean,
No, he told the truth. Chuck tells the truth,
yeah.
whether you like it or not. You know what I mean? But he was right.
I mean,
So I don't. But to stop your whole friendship that you had for years,
yeah.
decades over that is
Right.
just yeah.
Yeah, I think it's weak, man.
But that is what it is. I hope they make up and get back together. Well, speaking of one of the greatest 75 players, James Harden was there.
Okay.
James Harden, who was recently traded from New Jersey to Philly in a trade where I didn't know what was going on. What was going on? I was shocked by it because I mean, you know, I'm not a James Harden fan. I think we all know that. I was just like, what happened that he was with the Nets for a season and a half to where he had to get out that badly?
Right.
Like, what's going on? And KD was hurt. It's not like they had people. Kyrie can play in every other game in like the dumbest rule in sports. So I'm so confused as to why this trade happened and whatever. But what do you think at the end of the day is James Harden's legacy in I mean, because they have him as one of the 75 greatest players of all time. Like, how do you think people are going to look at James Harden?
Okay, so here's the thing, right? I can understand that because he's won an MVP.
Yep.
He's his offensive numbers are off the charts, right? But at the end of the day, he's going to be remembered as a guy that couldn't win the big one. He's going to be looked at as a guy that got out of 3 situations to try to win. I don't even really blame the OKC one. You know what I'm saying? I understand why he left OKC, but he bullied his way.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
we got that one.
I haven't. Yeah, right. But more so the Houston and the New Jersey because he did things to get him to remove himself out of those situations. And it's why is it always everyone else's fault but not his? And everywhere he goes, he's a great player, but he cannot win the big game. And I started turning on James Harden, man, like in the playoffs, man. Like when it came down to it, when it came down to crunch time, when Chris Paul got hurt, he couldn't step up. Even when Chris Paul didn't get hurt, he couldn't step up. Like he never steps up in big games, man. And that's going to be his legacy. He's going to be remembered as a great offensive player, great player, who could not do it in the playoffs. When push came to shove, he could not do it in the playoffs.
Yep.
And like I said, his legacy is going to be hurt even more because he took himself out of. Like I said, he wanted out of Houston. He wanted out of New Jersey. Like it's just looking bad for him, man.
Yeah, he's going to be his legacy is going to be, like you said, a really good solid player who couldn't hold a team on his own. You know, when he was supposed to be the guy, he never got it done.
Right, and he has no excuses for it either. Like
none.
He had things set up where he had those opportunities. You know what I mean? Like you can't say, well, you know, this team was in his way. This team wasn't in his way. Yeah, maybe some years, but there was some years where it was you had him for the taking.
Yeah, he couldn't get out of the West,
right?
Let alone take his team to an NBA championship,
right? Exactly.
So yeah, and that's it. Like you said, this is going to be who he's going to be.
Yeah,
that's his legacy. But it's it is what it is for your boy.
Yep.
Hard, but I was still just kind of shocked. Supposedly him and Embiid are getting along well. I think it was a trade that helped everybody out, honestly. But it's still just shocking for me. I didn't know if there were issues or what have you. I was just like, what is going on right now? It is what it is. Well, I'm glad, like you said, I was watching a little bit of basketball. The double overtime game between the Wizards and the Spurs was fun to watch the other day. I actually got into that. You know, every now and then I'll catch a game where I'm like, okay, let's see how this goes. I'm a little bit more interested than I usually am. I know they're going to get down towards the end of it. But what I'm not interested in and not watching as much is college basketball. I literally have not watched the game. I didn't know yesterday the top 6 teams lost.
Oh,
So only thing I knew was Gonzaga was losing to St. Mary's. It was the only score that I knew because I actually turned to it on accident.
who's the number 1 team in the country right now?
It was Gonzaga.
Okay, all right.
So I didn't even know. I didn't even know, and then they lost. I was like, oh, okay.
So the bigger question is: are we taking off on March Madness this year, Hurt?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
All right.
Yes, because I'm gonna have it. No matter how big this one, mind you, none of my teams are gonna be there. None of it. But I'm still gonna do it because every time I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna forget. Yeah. But I remember I put it on it's March 16th and 17th, or 17th and 18th.
Oh, okay.
So I looked it up already. That's when the tournament starts. Dag nabbit, I'm taking off.
All right.
But I will be home watching that first tip off at 50 something on CBS, and that's gonna be my day. And Friday, that's gonna be my day as well.
All right.
So yes, I'm gonna do it just cause I need to.
All right.
Shoot, I earned that right. And I got still, no matter how bad it is, fill out my brackets or anything. So, but you said you haven't even watched a game this season.
Dude, I told you, this is the first time in almost 30 years, I have not watched a Maryland game. I don't know. I don't know anything was going on with Maryland right now. Nothing. I couldn't even name. I couldn't even tell you who the starting lineup is. I couldn't name you 2 people in the starting lineup. I don't think. This is bad, dude. I love Terps basketball, dude.
Love Terps.
I got an invite to a game the other night, and I was like, I'm good.
Wow, really?
Yeah, dude.
Well, here's a trick question.
Okay.
Who has a better record this year in basketball?
Okay.
Is it the University of Maryland or Towson University?
I mean, I'm assuming Towson does.
Well, of course, Towson. Towson is 23-7.
Wow. Okay.
14-3 in the Colonial, in second place right now after UNC Wilmington.
Woo. Okay.
Having a really, 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 really strong year. Of course, and the Maryland Terrapins.
Let me guess. The Terps, I'm going to say, are. I don't think they have a winning record at all. I'm going to say they're like. Wait, what was Towson's record?
23-7.
So that's 30 games. All right, so I'm going to say the Terps are 14-16.
Man, you're close. Man, you're really, really, really close. They actually played 28 games.
Oh, okay.
So they're 13-15.
Oh, dang.
So just for that credit, I'm going to give you that. So they are 13-15 and in 12th place in the Big Ten.
How many games have they won in the conference? 6?
I see. They almost. You're right there at 5.
Damn.
They are 5-12.
Man, 5-12 in the conference.
5-12 in the conference.
This is embarrassing, man.
So at least that means they were 8-2 or 8-3 outside the conference.
This is embarrassing. Like, we're Maryland basketball, man. This is embarrassing.
Listen, we'll hold up the state for you. You ain't got nothing to worry about, okay? We're going to make the tournament. We're Towson. We're doing great. And, at least you had the women's team, right? So that at least should make you happy. Because, again, St. John's ain't making it. Florida State's not making it. I don't even know Providence. Providence is 24-3. They won the Big East. I don't even know. That's how, I love Big East basketball. And I heard, speaking of Big East basketball, I heard Patrick Ewing got an extension. You know what Georgetown's record is?
I have no idea.
6-21.
And he got an extension?
Guess what their record is in the Big East?
3-13.
0-16. Something must be going on there as to why they gave him an extension, but they gave him an extension.
What?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Kind of odd, but yeah, man. So, are you going to be mad about March in a couple weeks, like this week?
No, I mean no, but I mean gosh, man, I'm just so upset about that. You said we were 5-12?
5-12 in the conference. Who has a better record, Maryland or Navy?
I'm sure I'll give the Navy. I mean,
Navy is 19-10. Who has a better record, Maryland or Loyola?
I'm assuming Loyola hurt.
Loyola is close. They're half game ahead. They are 14-15. So you're not too bad. As soon as I find wherever Mount St. Mary's is, I don't know what conference they're in.
What's Duke's record hurt?
Sorry. It's just automatic response when I hear that name. My bad. Excuse me. They are 25-4. And of course, in first place in the ACC.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah,
Can we bring Gary out of retirement? Good Lord.
I don't know where Mount St. Mary's is. What's Morgan State's? I don't even know where Morgan State plays in anymore.
I'm sure they suck.
So do you think you have a better record than Morgan whenever I find them?
Yeah, we'll have a better record than them.
Yeah, I don't even know that. It might take me like 8 hours, so I'm not gonna keep looking. But is this? No. So, man, there's so many different basketball leagues I can't keep track. Man, Morgan's not even. Are they even in Division I? Oh, there they go. Morgan is 10-13.
Yeah.
Coppin is 6-21.
Yeah.
Maryland Eastern Shore is 10-13.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're better than them.
Yeah. So Towson reigns in this state.
Yeah. Well, I mean, duh. But I don't know. I don't know where Mount St. Mary's is, so I have no idea what league they're in. So until that, they could be reigning supreme whatever they're in, but I can't find them. So it is what it is, my friend. So yeah, I'm still taking off. I don't have that same enthusiasm like you said, but what can we do?
All right,
let's play musical chairs.
Ooh.
One of our favorite games before we get to our entertainment segment. I'm going to name you 4 quarterbacks or 4 teams.
All
and
right.
I want you to give me yeah or nay if their current quarterback is going to be there, or if the quarterback that I name is going to move to another team.
All right, cool.
Let's move to the biggest pawn on the board.
All right.
Aaron Rodgers.
He's staying. He ain't going nowhere.
Staying. Okay.
Yep.
Russell Wilson.
I got a feeling Russell's leaving.
Wow. Okay.
I think my worst nightmare is coming true. I think he's going to Pittsburgh.
That's interesting. Okay. That would be a wow.
Yeah.
Now, I think they would have to trade for him if I'm not mistaken. So that's huge.
Yeah.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Oh, he's gone. He's gone.
So do you think Jimmy will have a place to go to play?
Tampa.
Think so?
They need a quarterback.
And they do, but I mean, do we consider him a quarterback, I guess? Do you really feel like he's someone that's going to be starting next year, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, I don't know if I feel that way about that yet.
I think he's going to Tampa. Who else is in Tampa right now? I think Garoppolo will be a capable placeholder for whatever their future QB plans are.
Okay.
And I think he could still keep that team competitive while they figure out, So, yep.
Mount St. Mary's, by the way, since I finally found him 8 years later, 13-15.
Okay.
I was going to say
there's one more quarterback left.
our team. The Tennessee Titans.
What are they going to get rid of their quarterback?
You think they're gonna think they need to, and do you think they're going to?
I think they need to, but I don't think they're going to.
Oh, I got another team. I'm sorry.
Okay.
The Indianapolis Colts. They have a deadline coming up soon where they're going to owe him like $15 million.
I forget what's his contract situation. See, I need to know his contract.
Yeah, they have a hard decision coming up where his contract's gonna become guaranteed sometime in March. So they're gonna.
I'm just curious how many years are left on that contract.
But in football, it's just about what you're. Yeah, all I know is that if he's on the roster come March, say I don't know 15th or something, they owe him like $15 million guaranteed or something.
Yeah. I need to know his contract situation because I need to know like if the back end of his contract they could kind of like cut him. You know what I mean? Like I need to know without knowing his contract situation. I don't think they want to keep him long term, but if they get rid of him, because it's not like he had a horrible year, you know.
Yeah, but he had a horrible end of the season.
He did, but where do you go? You know what I mean? Where do you? If you get rid of him, you're not competitive. Like you're not competitive.
Well, it depends on who's out there to go get.
Who's out there?
I mean, you're talking about would a Jimmy G be a placeholder in Indy?
I'd rather have Carson Wentz than Jimmy G.
I feel like Jimmy G could be. I feel like Carson Wentz has had a better upside than Jimmy G, but honestly, ever since he got hurt, he has not been the same person. He's not been the same person. Let me see. I think is his contract coming up? Hold on. Carson Wentz is 2022 cap number is $28 million. His dead cap number, I don't know what that means, is $15 million.
Okay. What about the year afterwards?
They don't have that.
I will hold on to him for another year. I mean, $28 million, honestly, is not a lot of money for QBs these days. I would hold on to him this year and try to figure out what I'm doing at QB. I need to be competitive, and he didn't have a horrible year last year. I don't think he's going anywhere.
I think he's gone
because I don't know who's in free agency that you're going to get that's better than him.
Unless you want to try to get in a Russell Wilson sweepstakes, unless you think Jimmy G is going to be better, it may be cheaper. It may not hit your cap.
He's not that much cheaper. I remember he signed for like $27 million a year.
I mean, look, I have right here on ESPN. Could Jimmy G replace Winston Indy?
I wouldn't do that.
I mean, they were 9-8. What was his stats? I mean,
I just don't see it. To me, that's a lateral move.
He had 27 touchdowns, 7 interceptions.
That's what I'm saying. He wasn't hard, but that's a lateral move. Carson Wentz, if you're getting rid of Carson Wentz and bringing in Jimmy G, what's the upside? To me, you have more upside with Carson Wentz. Yeah. I just don't like if you're gonna get rid of him, you gotta make yourself better, not stay the same. To me, that makes no sense. So
I mean, yeah, it's weird, but I think Indy wants to get out of the Carson Wentz sweepstakes.
Okay.
So speaking of getting out of stuff, I don't want to ignore the stuff that's happened in the universe this week, but I want to tie it into sports. So, as we know, there was an invasion of the Ukraine by Russia this week. And a lot of big events were planned to be in Russia this coming year, like the Champions League final was supposed to be in St. Petersburg. The qualifiers for Russia versus other teams are supposed to be happening this year do you think? And also the question I forgot, they did question Ovechkin this week about the conflict, and a lot of people weren't happy with his answers. But do you think there should be sanctions? I'm not just saying on Russia, but any country that invades another country when it comes to sports. So what happened is FIFA moved the Champions League final from Russia to France.
Good.
Poland said they're not playing Russia at all this year in the qualifier.
Good.
And I think this is something that should, and I think it's in the bylaws of FIFA. Like if you go to war, you do something, we're not holding events, we're not doing this, A, B, and C. And I think I'm 100% behind them. And it's not just them. To me, it's any country that would partake in something like this.
I mean, if you just look at history of what they did last year, to the baseball All-Star game, they took it out of Georgia. In our own country, they removed the All-Star game out of Georgia because of the Voting Rights Act.
Yep.
So absolutely, like we're not going to reward. No, we're not going to do business with countries that act in this manner. No, we're not doing business with you.
Yep.
Period. Like, no, good. I have no problem with it.
Yeah, and I think to me, I'm probably a tad bit meaner than you are. I think it doesn't need to be a 1 year, 2 year thing. I think if we have an Olympics or we have something scheduled somewhere and you decide to do this, if you want your team to qualify, you're not hosting any game for a certain amount of time because this is people's lives. Like this is war. So, or just ban their team. I'm not saying you need to ban people from the country. Like I don't say Ovechkin needs to sit or whoever, tennis players don't need to play. You know what I mean? I'm not punishing the people, but the Russian Athletic Committee or whatever they're called, hey, guess what? You're not going to be in the next Olympic trials. Or if you want to get into this sort of thing, your whole country's got to pay for it. Period. I mean, I hate to put it like that, but that's basically what's going down. There needs to be some sort of, when it comes to sports, no rewarding of this sort of behavior. Again, Russia still counts their medals just because you take their name away and don't put their anthem up there. Like, right. What is that going to do? It's like, oh, hey, this red, white, and blue team's coming out. This the American Olympic Committee.
Right.
Do you think no one's going to wear red, white, and blue, support their team?
Right. And it still hasn't deterred them from cheating. So
exactly.
No, I just feel like, look, if you're in a position where you want to move an event because of something that goes down, I don't have a problem.
Like permanently, like not permanently, like forever, but for a long time. I feel like they need to be sanctions put on their everything. Because again, they need to be punished. The owner of Chelsea, Roman Abramovich, who is one of the richest Russians in the country, and who has been backed by Putin in the past, has decided to put up the stewardship of the team, to control the team, to the investment holders while he's stepping away because he doesn't want to be involved in the controversy.
Mm.
So it's and I know it's tough for people here. But Ovechkin has nothing to do with what's going on, but he also has family back home, I'm sure. And when you ask him about what's going on with the war, it's like, I don't want a war, but he's going to just have a neutral answer. Like it's wrong, but what can he say? We all know what this guy over in, as I call him, the Fox News favorite over there, over in Russia, Mr. Horseback with no shirt on, how he's viewed and the things that he's done in the past to people. People disappear. People get poisoned.
Right.
So I don't understand why there shouldn't be harsher penalties for them. You know what I mean? Especially, like you said, the Champions League, you can't have it for 5 to 10 years. You don't host a soccer game in England for 5 to 10 years. I mean, they have their soccer league, but with Russia is trying to qualify for a World Cup, you're playing road games or empty stadiums or something. You don't get the benefit of the doubt anymore. Sorry.
Yeah.
So that's the way I feel about But saying all that, I'm going to segue to what we all want and what we all need, and that's a peacemaker. That's what I'm here for. So, Peacemaker is a series that came out on HBO Max based off the character that was in Suicide Squad, the second, whatever the second one was called, Suicide Squad. To me, he was a breakout character of that series, played by the aforementioned John Cena. You can't see me. And they made a whole series, which kind of happened quickly.
Yeah.
It was like Suicide Squad came out, and then it was like, oh, here comes the Peacemaker. Like, is it? So, give me, and I just finished watching it.
Okay.
I know you, Dan, and a bunch of people finished it early, and I don't have that much time to do all those things. So it takes me a while. Not to mention the language is a bit vulgar, so I can't watch it all the time. But you watch everything on your headphones and
on my iPad. So yeah.
So I need bigger screens. I can't do this. So give me your thoughts on Peacemaker. I know you said you have a favorite scene, and what do you hope this leads to in Peacemaker 2?
First of all, I love Peacemaker. It was great, very entertaining. Yeah, I mean, I think Warner Brothers just needs to tell James Gunn, just give him a blank check and be like, here. Just
what do you need James Gunn to direct your movies is what you need.
Yeah, because I mean, I love the Suicide Squad. I thought that was great. It was a little different, but I loved it. Love Peace. I love what he's done.
I like the second one better than I like the first one, honestly.
What, Suicide Squad?
Yeah.
I thought it was great. I love this new Suicide Squad. I thought it was great. But Peacemaker, man, so good, so entertaining. It's just really, really entertaining, man. From the opening, it's from the opening sequence, which is a dance number, which is something I didn't expect. To the Eagly's one of my favorite characters in the thing.
All right.
And that's the other great thing about this thing. The music in this thing is freaking, I mean, from the whole series on, it's so good. Music is really good. I don't know half those songs.
Nope. I didn't even know this one.
Right. But the music is really good. The story is good. The biggest surprise to me was John Cena's acting. He's come a long way. Like, he's actually acting, like, which is really good. And the cool thing about this is, like, you see, like, there's like character growth, character development here. You have the relationship with his father.
Yeah,
hilarious. The Terminator.
Robert Patrick, that dude hasn't been this bad since Terminator 2.
It's Terminator, right. Yo, that dude is no joke in this joint. But no, man, I just like the whole plot, with the butterflies and we had some twists I didn't see coming. I thought were really good. But no, my favorite scene in the whole thing is when he's at school, man. He's showing up to the school because he promised I think it was the janitor guy that he would show up at his nephew's school or something like that. Dude, that whole scene, he called one kid spaghetti arms, dude. I was done.
I know. I was like, why is he dissing the kids? Like, what is wrong with you?
Yo, but that scene is great, man. But no, the whole thing, I mean, there's so much good. Dude, it's so good, man. It's good because it's so entertaining. Yeah, it is vulgar. But the entertainment factor is just so good. Vigilante, yo, that dude.
That's my boy.
Yo, Vigilante, Judo Master, son. Come on, man.
That little kid or whatever he is, he's getting on my nerves. His hot flame Cheetos.
So what did you think of this series as a whole?
It was, again, it starts out with a scene of him getting out the hospital after what happened to him. And you know where you're headed when he's just standing there with his nightgown on and all you can see his butt cheek, right? I'm like, what is going on here? And He finally gets his costume with all this blood and everything on it, sneaks out of the hospital, gets in the cab, he's like, and I'm like, okay, did you really? Then the number starts, and I'm like taken into this world of what the F is this? And there's this dance scene, like to a song I never heard of. You know, he's sitting there, and everybody that's in the show is in this dance scene. And I had my favorite character, of course, is Eagly.
Eagly.
Eagly, and I love Adebayo.
Yeah.
She was great. And, of course, Vigilante just, just the fact, it's like, yeah, you're racist douchebag dad. It was just like, he's like, stop saying that about. I was like, oh, he is. Everybody knows he is. It's, oh, my God. It was so funny. Just Vigilante, just like, well, you know, should I kill him? I mean, they see me without my mask on. Like, dude, no, they're veterinarians. No, try to kill him. They know who we are. But it was the whole thing. I loved the series. It was something, like you said, something different. It reminded me of a grown-up version of Harley Quinn.
Okay.
And so I really did enjoy it.
What did you think of the whole plot with the butterflies and the cow?
I think it was for how this show went. It was a perfect plot for this kind of. Yeah, I think we went from a starship from a starfish to butterflies. So I really did enjoy it, and I knew he was going to keep the butterfly. I didn't think he was going to, because they were both like kind of cool at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do. It was cool, from the helmets to Adebayo seeing Myrn.
Yeah, that was good.
And by the way, didn't you think how it's in this whole genre of thing, Myrn as like a leader of this whole thing at first, not knowing he was a butterfly, I thought it was a very, I don't know. I just feel like it's almost like he didn't fit in the whole show. You know what I mean? Like, it's just he was so emotionless. And everybody else was either like hardcore was angry all the time.
Yeah.
The other guy was scared. You couldn't even mention the butterfly. He's like, he's like, he really does put fingers in his ears. But he was brave. He knocked out the little dude. And, he came out later. He had his moments and stuff. But the whole thing was funny. Yeah. I enjoyed it. But Myrn seemed like a character that was like out of space. And I'm just like,
it's like a retrospect. You're like, dang, why didn't we notice this before?
Yeah, because he was just so stoic.
Yeah.
And I was just like, that dude really did a good job.
Yeah.
So, and they had the Jerry curl and everything.
Well,
attention to him. So yeah, I really did like it. Again, very vulgar, a lot of cursing, a lot of other things going on, but it was hilarious.
Now, let me ask you this: at the very end, did you really think that was Flash and Momoa and all them at the end?
Yeah.
No. I mean, because I think they tried to get you because they just showed like the shadows.
Yeah, but I knew who they were. I mean, did I know that it was actually like the guy playing Flash and Aquaman was actually there? You mean?
No, when they first showed them, they show them from a distance.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Well,
so you just see their outlines.
Yeah,
yeah. But no, I didn't think they were going to be like actual people. Well, they only showed two of them. They only got two of them to come back. But I wasn't expecting to. I just thought it was going to be outline.
Gal Gadot's not going to be in this. And neither would if it was either. Dan said it was Martian Manhunter. I said I thought it was Superman, but because both of them can fly. So, but either one of them would not show up in this type of show. You get what I'm saying? But
why would?
Oh, because the dude is like, this version of Aquaman is a dude. You know what I mean? Yeah. So he can show up in Flash as Flash. Like, who cares?
Yeah. I thought that was a nice touch.
Yeah, but Wonder Woman's not showing up in this thing.
Like, you dudes are late.
Yeah. Hilarious. And the whole doing fish thing.
Yeah.
I hate that rumor. And Flash is like, rumor. So yeah, that was funny. That I saw who it was, but I didn't know they were there in character. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because you remember, I've been watching these cartoons. I know everybody's silhouette. Like if you have a silhouette of somebody, I can name a superhero. So that's nothing to me. I already knew. I was like, wait, they showed up here, but I thought it was just gonna be the silhouettes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what
I knew who they were, but when I
knew who they were, I just didn't know that like Momoa was going.
Oh yeah. I didn't know they were there until they actually started in color.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So, but no, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a good series. I can't wait. This week, Batman comes out, so hopefully DC can keep riding this nice wave of emotion going on because I'm really want to go see that this weekend.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna go see it, but I keep hearing really, really good stuff about it, so I think I'm gonna try to check it out.
Yeah, I'm definitely going. Cool. You got anything else to add for this week, man?
Nah, man.
All right, good. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Of course, you can subscribe and like to us on YouTube. Of course, we're here on StreamYard, as well as the IG, Facebook, and the Twitter, NYMD Podcast. And, of course, you can follow us on Spreaker and Stitcher apps, as well as Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify. Wherever you find podcasts, you will find the NYMD Podcast. We want to thank everyone for tuning in. And everyone, namaste. Have a great week. And everyone, peace.
Peace out, y'all.